Hello, welcome to video GTM07, simple four-player tournament. Its purpose is to give you an example of how to develop and run a simple one-day four-player tournament. First, let's start with a clean database by copying golftournamentmanager.accde and changing its name to simpletournament.accde. So we'll start with File Explorer. We'll pick Demo Documents where the clean database is stored. We will single click that, alternate click it, copy, alternate click, paste, single click because it's already selected, and change it to Simple Tournament. Click in the white space and double click on the new executable. So we click Enter Tournament, and our first job is to enter a course. The new course form is already open because there isn't any courses over here. And I'll enter my course, and here I'll enter my state. And my course and my state are both required for the header. The rest of it is not particularly required. And I'll put in the rating. Oh, let's say it's 91. Slope of 113. The pars I'm going to make all 4. The handicap hole ratings have to conform to USGA guidelines. That means the front 9 is either all odd numbers or all even numbers, and the same for the back. It's got to be, if the front's odd, that's got to be even, and vice versa. So we will use 13. The yardage for each hole has to be added for custom scorecards. So, but I'm going to set all of these to 300. Now that we have all of the primary data in for the whole thing that appears on the club scorecard, now we can choose the middle tee because all of the players are middle tee players. Are you sure you want? Yes, we want it done. So now the course has been defined with one tee. So here we go to select the golfer's tee. Let's start with my best friend, Albatross. He's a 10 handicapper and uses the middle tees. Now zipping through the rest of the foursome. Now that we have 4 golfers defined, let's toggle on that they are playing the tournament. Now that we have 4 players, we should assign the ABCD rankings. And move on to tab Basic Data. This is a optional field. You can give the name of a tournament if you like. We'll use 4-player one-day tournament. Next is the event. We'll call this day 1. It just ties together all of the flights and the games and everything else ultimately. We'll put a flight name F1 in here. Ultimately, the flights are related to courses, which is my course. So in this case, the flight represents all 4 players that are all going to compete for one prize on my course. And we'll add the round date. Let's say we'll pick something in the future. Tea time we got is 8 o'clock. Now selecting relate data. Let's define an event and game relationship. We'll use player scoring hole by hole for 18 holes. And it's going to be each flight in the event. There's only one flight in this event, but that's fine. So we'll go down here to 2-player team, 1-player net score. Now, let's take a moment to understand the form we just used. So I'll go back in here. Player scoring means each player's scores are entered. Team special means the team scores are entered. Player special means it's for whoever wins a hole, like closest to the pin or something like that. The entry detail, how much information you have to put in, the hole by hole for 18 holes, or hole by hole for front 9, hole by hole for back 9, or you can say total for 18, totals for front 9, totals for back 9. It's your choice. The prize scope is either each flight in the event or it's tournament wide. Each flight in the event is only one flight, so by selecting various configurations here, you can get 600 games to choose from. So we've selected player scoring, 18 hole by hole scoring, and it's an event flight. Now defining the round and flight relationship. Take that round, that flight, and the event round relationship. Day 1, round 1. And we toggle on the use team for groups toggle. It's an important thing to know, but there is no requirement for the teams to actually play together on the tee box unless you toggle this checkbox on. The reality is for 4 players, the toggle means nothing because there's only one tee group. But the concept is an important one for larger rosters. The clear and reassign button is a key point in the tournament planning process. It will launch a form in which you select the type of automatic team and tee group assignments to be made for this tournament. So let's pick that. This is a cautionary message saying that may be optional. In this case, it isn't. It has to be done. This is another confirm. Make sure you want to do this. Yes, we do. And up comes the assignment options that we're going to apply to the tournament. As you can see from this form, there are many ways to arrange teams and tee groups from the player assignment method chosen. We'll choose AD twosomes within flight, meaning that an A player and a D player are the team, leaving the B and C players as the other team. So we'll pick OK to that. You're given a notification to be aware of these buttons in the dashed square boxes. These ones on the left are for editing teams manually, and the ones on the right for editing tee groups manually. But you have to be aware that any manual changes made could be or would be overwritten if you press this button again, or if clear and reassign is automatically launched, which does happen now and then. We're going to use the automated results. If we pick the reports button on the team side and select team member schedule and view that report, you will see that, I'll make this a little bigger so you can see it. You see that Albatross, who is a level A player, and Just a Dubber, who is level D, is a team, and the B and the C players of Chip Shot and Lawn Knocker are the other team. Now selecting tab Cost Prize Plan, it immediately checks for events with no prize money on them, and I found one because we haven't put it on there yet. So let's give this day 1 event $4 for the first prize. If I pick off of the record and then go back on the record, this gray area shows the detail about the record I've selected, which is also rolled up to the top. At this point, the tournament planning is complete. It's recommended that you freeze the budget to prevent inadvertent changes that can affect the budget. You can always float the budget again if changes are necessary during the planning process, but at least you'll know it's floating. By the way, if you ever get in trouble on any of the forms, just press the escape key once or twice and you'll be fine. Now selecting tab Scoring, Before the tournament begins, you can produce custom scorecards by using the currently disabled All Results button below. Even though there are no scores entered yet, you can pick the Get Scores in order to enable this one and pick the top one only. We'll view that. Handicap scorecards. As you can see here, we've got on hole number one, group number one, we've got the course data. We've got Albatross, who is a 10 handicap with the individual holes marked as where he gets strokes. And the blue boxes are what we ask the players to fill in their gross scores with. So it is a benefit to the players and to you that you get the kind of information you need to finish the tournament. But going back now to entering scores, once the tournament starts and players provide you with their scorecards with gross scores for each hole, you merely enter the scores onto the form. Having someone read the first 5 scores, then the last 4 scores for the front 9, and the same for the back 9 is helpful. You just use the tab key after entering each score. So Albatross got 55445, 4534, 54336, 5456. I'll zip through the rest of them. So the scores are in. If I take looking at this record, it hasn't completed the record, so I'll pick another record and the error goes away. Pick Get Results. View Post Results. This team won. We've got $4. It was Albatross and Just a Dubber. So I'll adjust and post. We'll post it all. So the winners have been posted. The treasury is taken care of, and everything is complete. So there are plenty of reports that back up all of this. You can view player scores. You can do all kinds of things. So let's close the window. The next video is GTM10, which builds an 8-player 2-day couples tournament example, step by step. Hope you found this video helpful. And always, don't forget to save and exit.